Hi guys, today I would like to tell you a very interesting story. Please listen carefully. You will know what is love. Okay, listen carefully. Okay, let's get started.
The Long Road to Hawaii. A love story of Thomas and Sam. Chapter 1: A Cup of Coffee. Bangkok was humid that evening, the kind of heat that clung to the skin even after sunset. Thomas, 22, wiped the sweat from his brow as he balanced 2 trays of coffee cups. He was tired, a university student by day, cafe worker by night, and a dutiful son sending money home to his mother in Myanmar. The bell above the cafe door jingled, and in walked a man who seemed out of place among the young crowd of students and tourists. He was older, much older, with salt and pepper hair, a lined but kind face, and a heavy leather camera bag slung across his shoulder. He ordered a black coffee, his voice deep but gentle, and sat near the window, scribbling in a worn notebook. Thomas thought little of it at first. Customers came and went. But this one returned the next day, and the next, until his presence became something Thomas quietly looked forward to. One evening, when Thomas stayed late to clean, the man lingered. "You work too hard," the stranger said, watching him wipe down the counter. Thomas laughed softly. "That's life when you're a student." The man smiled, eyes softening. "I'm Sam," he said, extending a hand. "A photographer." "And you?" "Thomas," he replied, shaking it. It was a simple introduction, but it was the beginning of something that would alter both their lives. Chapter 2: Unspoken Confessions. Days turned into weeks, and their conversations grew longer. Sam told Thomas about his travels, about chasing light across cities and villages, capturing faces and moments with his camera. Thomas, in turn, spoke about his dreams of building a stable life, one better than the hardships he had grown up with. One night, as they walked beneath the neon haze of Sukhumvit Road, Sam stopped suddenly. He looked at Thomas with an expression that carried both fear and hope. "Thomas," he said quietly, "I feel something for you. Something I didn't expect, at my age." Thomas's heart thudded in his chest. At 22, he was inexperienced, cautious. The idea of being with a man, an older man, frightened him. And yet, he couldn't deny the warmth that had been growing inside him each time Sam entered the cafe. "I feel it too," he admitted, almost in a whisper. And just like that, their world shifted. Chapter 3: The Weight of Judgment. Love, they quickly discovered, was not their only challenge. When Thomas told his mother over the phone, her voice broke. "Son, people will laugh at you. He's old enough to be your father. Why not find someone closer to your age, someone who can give you a family?" Sam's sister was harsher. "You're 54, Sam. Are you serious about this boy? He's barely lived his life." Even friends and colleagues weighed in with skepticism and gossip. Thomas's peers whispered that he was chasing money, while Sam's colleagues sneered that he was trying to feel young again. The words hurt. Doubt seeped into Thomas's mind late at night. He sometimes lay awake, staring at Sam's sleeping face, and wondered, "Will I regret this? Will I leave someday?" Sam, too, wrestled with fear. He worried he was stealing Thomas's youth, anchoring him to a life he might one day resent. One night, after a fierce argument about money and the future, Thomas shouted, "Maybe everyone's right. Maybe this was a mistake." He stormed out, leaving Sam alone. Hours later, when Thomas returned, Sam was still awake by the window, camera on his lap. His eyes were tired, but his voice was steady. "If you want to leave, I won't stop you," Sam said. "But my life has more color with you in it. I'd rather fight for this every day than give it up." Tears welled in Thomas's eyes as he crossed the room and embraced him. "I don't want to leave. I just don't want it to hurt so much." And so they chose to stay together. Chapter 4: For Years of Holding On. The years that followed tested them again and again. Thomas graduated, but stable work was scarce. He considered moving to Singapore, which would have left Sam behind in Bangkok. Sam's health began to show cracks, high blood pressure, aching joints, hospital visits replacing their date nights. Yet through the struggles, they built a life. They cooked simple meals in their small kitchen, took cheap bus rides to the countryside, and spent long evenings laughing on the balcony. Sam taught Thomas the art of photography, and Thomas began capturing the world with his own eye, his pictures full of a tenderness that Sam adored. There were fights, sometimes about age, sometimes about money, sometimes about whether their love could endure. But there were also countless moments of quiet intimacy, the brushing of hands while shopping, the comfort of falling asleep in each other's arms, the joy of waking up together after a hard day. One evening, as they watched the sunset from their rooftop, Thomas asked, "Do you ever wish you'd chosen someone closer to your age?" Sam turned to him, his gaze unwavering. "No. I wish I had met you earlier, so I could love you longer." Thomas swallowed hard, blinking back tears. It was then he realized, this wasn't a passing love. This was the person he wanted to walk beside, no matter the storms ahead. Chapter 5: The Decision. In their 4th year together, after one of Sam's health scares and another round of financial stress, Sam reached across the dinner table one evening and took Thomas's hand. "Let's get married," he said simply. Thomas stared at him in shock. "Married? Here?" "Not here," Sam replied. "In Hawaii. It's legal there. It doesn't need to be grand, just us. A way to say, to the world, and to ourselves, that we chose each other." Thomas imagined it, standing barefoot on a beach, the ocean behind them, the sunset before them. Saying vows not bound by other people's judgment but by their own hearts. "Yes," he whispered. Then louder, "Yes. Let's do it." Chapter 6: Hawaii. Hawaii welcomed them with open arms. The island of Maui smelled of salt and flowers, the air warm and kind. For the first time in years, Thomas felt no need to hide. Their love was just love, simple, free, accepted. They chose a quiet beach at sunset. Thomas wore a white linen shirt, his hair swept back by the ocean breeze. Sam, in a pale blue shirt, looked both nervous and radiant, his grey hair glowing in the fading light. The ceremony was small, just them, an officiant, and the sea. Sam's hands trembled as he slipped a ring onto Thomas's finger. "I promise to love you through every year we're given," he said, voice thick with emotion. "To hold you when life is hard, to celebrate with you when it is good, and to never stop choosing you." Thomas's vision blurred with tears. He placed a simple silver band on Sam's hand. "I promise to choose you again and again," he said, voice breaking, "no matter what others say, no matter how time changes us. You are my home." They kissed, and the waves rolled in as if applauding. For the first time, Thomas felt utterly free. Their love, once shadowed by doubt, now stood bright against the horizon. Chapter 7: A New Beginning. That night, on the balcony of their small hotel, they listened to the ocean in silence. Thomas rested his head on Sam's shoulder, feeling the steady beat of the man's heart. "We made it," Thomas whispered. Sam pressed a kiss to his hair. "We did. And this is just the beginning." The world would not suddenly become kinder. There would still be whispers, hardships, and the passing of years. Sam would grow older. Thomas would face new choices. But their foundation was set. They had walked through fire, doubt, and years of struggle, and had come out holding each other tighter. Under the Hawaiian sky, Thomas and Sam began the next chapter of their lives. Not as a young boy and an old man. Not as people defined by numbers or judgment. But as two souls who, against all odds, had found the kind of love worth crossing oceans for.